The door on North Korea's invasion of South Korea has just been slammed shut, and it doesn't look like they're going to be getting out anytime soon. It looks like the forces of Kim Il-sung are caught down here, and there's not much they can do about it. Hello again, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to the Second Korean War taking place here in 1992. We see French and British and Japanese forces here fighting it out with the Chinese, who supported the initial invasion of South Korea, and also some fleets here for the Japanese, and the American flotilla of the USS Enterprise just chilling over here as we're now going to be refitting and ready to take on the Soviet Navy yet again at Vladivostok. If you guys want to see more of this, go ahead and hit that like button and let me know you want to see more of this fantastic campaign, the simulation of the invasion of South Korea. Looks like now we've just got a few sectors to clear. There's pockets of resistance that aren't going to be too hard to quell, and we're going to basically quash anything that they throw at us here in the southern sectors, and possibly call in some air support from either the American, British, or French carriers. There are 3 carriers in the area now, and that is fantastic because we now have complete supremacy over the seas, at least in the southern section, and also we're going to have supremacy over the air very soon. We're going to battle it out with the enemy here at Yeongdeok, where they have some helicopters. The North Koreans have the 766 Special Forces Regiment and the 8th Tank Regiment as well. And it looks like they've got a lot of Chimanahos and T-62s that we'll have to deal with. So both helicopters and tanks to worry about in this battle. So it should be rather interesting, as we'll be seeing a very interesting terrain, too. It's going to be very mountainous, so it'll be interesting for the helicopters to have an advantage in the air, and also the tanks to battle it out in the open fields. So it's going to be a nice mix, as you can see. All right, well, first and foremost, I see the first and best thing that we can do is immediately load up some of these buildings with anti-aircraft troops. The Red Eyes should be very good at shooting down any enemy helicopters that come our way. So we're going to go ahead and load those up, as well as some very nice K-263s, which are essentially an APC with a Vulcan cannon on the top of it. Can shoot down helicopters from pretty much anywhere. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Additionally, we want to get some tanks out here and immediately roll into Wonju. I think the enemy is going to have their helicopters at Alpha and their tanks at Wonju, since it's just a better fighting platform, especially for them. They have a lot more tanks than we do, so they need a lot more open space. We're going to try to serve more of an ambush, but I want to bring the fight to them right away. So let's go ahead and bring out our tanks ASAP, and let's go ahead and bring out, let's try to get a few hardened tanks out too. Let's go ahead and mix it up with 2 K1s as well. Some older tanks, but good. And also some, just in case, some air cover, anti-air cover. And let's go ahead and call out 2 of those, 2 anti-aircraft, and a few recon vehicles to keep an eye on the North Koreans as well. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and see if we can call out a, oh boy, let's see if we can call out another command. The FOB is going to be very useful, but I don't think I'm going to use it this time around, giving us extra points to call out a command unit here. And then, actually, let's call out one to Charlie. Let's leave a command unit at Charlie. We'll leave a command tank over here. We'll keep it defended with some infantry, and, well, more importantly, some, maybe we should put some, let's put one little, there we go, one little anti-aircraft gun next to it, so we should see the battle turn out in our favor very soon. Reinforcements can come in from the rear, so it shouldn't be too long for them to arrive from Busan when we get additional forces. 3, 2, 1, let's go! All right, fantastic. So, let's see, we got to get these transports out of here right away. Enemy helicopters that destroy those, we're going to have a bad time. We'll capture Bravo here in a moment. Just like I thought, yes, the enemy's bringing their helicopters directly from Alpha. ATGM incoming, and looks like it missed. Whoa, swinging down low. Let's go ahead and advance. I'm sure we'll see enemy tanks here at Wonju. Let's take a look back at Mi-25s. Oh, the 623s. I don't want you to leave. Stay here, sweetie. I just wanted the KM-900s to leave. Fantastic. Oh, perfect. The helicopter's actually flying over the top of the buildings, giving us a great target. And actually, these 2 are going to stay way behind. That's good. That worked out in our favor. We want those choppers to be far behind. Alright, so if enemy helicopters get any closer to us, they're going to eat lead. And let's get a command out here ASAP. Get those guys into cover. Call out ourselves another small infantry squad. We'll have them proceed on foot. Mi-8 trying to flank. Beautiful. Immediately getting shot. And missiles flying out like crazy. Oh! Got a lot of enemy choppers over here, too. Alright, stop here, boys. Let's go for those Mi-25s. That thing's still deadly. Let's heavily panicked. Mi-25 down. Alright, unfortunately we're caught out in the open a little bit here. We got a lot more enemy choppers than I suspected. I didn't think they would have air cover for themselves. We'll capture this position next, and we need to get some supplies out for our troops. They've been firing all day at aircraft. Let's go ahead and get them some resupply. Looks like we lost a small recon unit. Not the end of the world. Shoot at that. Oh, beautiful. What? Oh, one of our recon units made it, or our, wonderful, our little anti-aircraft unit. I forgot all about it. Oh, my mistakes have turned out great. Shooting down choppers all day. All right, let's capture here. Fantastic. We're getting way more points now. And it looks like they're hitting us here again at Alpha. Ooh, lots of infantry. Careful, careful, careful. Don't lose that anti-aircraft gun. Stay in cover, boys. All right, South Korean tanks are pummeling the North Koreans. Look at that. Beautiful firing line. Bringing pain and destruction. Ho, I have no idea how that's firing at us from there. Well, doesn't matter. We're destroying their stuff. Enemy command Mi-2D is a command helicopter. Let's send our anti-aircraft over here to try to engage that. Let's move quickly. Leave that damn anti-aircraft gun alone. Wow. An incredible tank battle here. Losing one heavy tank of ours, finally. Go ahead and engage. Beautiful enemy command helicopter eliminated. Alright, we've lost another heavier tank. We need to pull back now. We put a lot of pressure on them, but they have too many tanks. Let's go ahead and see if we can get our reserves up. Let's fall everything back as soon as we can. Alright, reverse boy. What a hell of a battle. Got the enemy's morale down insanely low. Let's give some sort of a anti-aircraft cover for our advancing tanks. Let's get them some supplies. Alright, we've caused some insane damage to the North Korean army. Mostly their tanks. Well, the helicopters too. Nobody's gone unscathed. We're going to pull back to our original line with our anti-aircraft. Keep that tank safe. I think we've lost yet another advanced tank. We got to pull those back. We can't lose that advanced tank squad. K1s are going to have to cover, losing anti-aircraft there. Alright, just hold out, baby. The tanks are on the way. K1s are speeding up the highway now. Reinforcements are coming through the thickly wooded areas. We need to get supply up to these guys yesterday. North Koreans aren't joking around. They brought out far more tanks than we ever had. Let's bring out these K-toes. And as many tanks as we can. K1A1 needs to retreat completely so we can refit that later for later battles. He needs to hide. Hello, what is that? A supply truck? Nope, recon. Alright, 6 K1s are arriving. God, that is not going to be enough to stop them. They still have a lot of fight in them. Look at that force. We don't have enough to stop all these guys. Alright, we'll keep our supplies nearby. Alright, they're going for this command. Let's retreat. Enemy helicopter. Command helicopter. Here's our anti-aircraft. We got to keep this village locked down, but the additional tanks are on the way. Alright, let's hit them where it hurts. Beautiful. Enemy command eliminated. All we got to do is win against them by killing enough of their units now. Alright, 6 South Korean tanks versus 8 North Korean tanks. 7, I mean. 6, 5, 4, 2, 8, 0. Not negative 5. Wow, we just shredded those tanks in 2 seconds. Holy crap. Alright, we don't even have recon around here. Alright, we're fleeing. We're going to have to flee to the left side over to the K1A1. Hell, we better get this supply up here right now. Wow, incredible. They still they're still in command of Alpha. Hell of a lot of damage caused on both sides, but I'd say I'd hate to be a North Korean tanker by now. Alright, here's the firing line. Additional tanks are arriving, as well as tows. Get your shots off and then pull back, boys. We outranged them by about, I think I don't even know what their range is. I think they have a 2100 range, and we have a 2275. That's what we needed, baby, was all that firepower. Alright, we were able to save the command and the advanced tank regiment. They can be rearmed anytime. Stand by, boys. K1s are coming through. These are more advanced tanks. Let's pull it back. Okay, we're going to split our toes up so they engage separate targets. Let's try to capture... Whoa. Forget that. Let's stay hidden. I didn't mean to expose the toes like that. Well, there they go, stepping on our toes. It's about the only thing they were able to hit. Brought them up for the more advanced Chimanaho 5s. Those are our bigger targets. More advanced tank. T-62Ds I'm not even that nervous about, actually. Beautiful. Looks like we were able to punch through a lot of that. Unfortunate about those ATGMs, but I'd rather have them here than not, especially if we started to see another wave. At this point, all we need to do is destroy an enemy command. Or more tanks. 3 more tanks to be precise. And there they come. Wow, we were almost all the way to their command, and they pushed us back with tanks, but they were completely crushed with their morale. An insane battle, yet another hot battle here with the helicopters and the... wow, that was really well done, considering we're facing a spam army now. With light tanks and such. We lost a few heavy tanks, but luckily this one's still alive, so we can replenish and get all those that we've low got. Great, battle over. Fantastic. Alright, speaking of the devil, huh? Okay, so a major victory, 2 forces destroyed, and that section of South Korea liberated. Fantastic. Alright, now we got to battle it out at Daejeon. And what we're going to do next is we're going to push these forces. Either these guys are going to go south and attack us here, or we're going to go north and basically eliminate those forces as well. So it should just come down to finishing off these 2 here, which is a recon tank company, which doesn't have much left, and then a very big group of spammy infantry, which we should be able to take on no problem. And then, of course, we can always put the Japanese back into their aircraft, too, to move elsewhere around in order to pair drop anywhere they need to go. I believe our aircraft are at Daejeon, so that's where we'll have to go next, where we'll see yet another big battle. So let's get to it. I think we should probably call out something to deal with these tanks. We've seen a lot of tanks we weren't able to deal with. T-72Ms, we were really struggling in our previous battles against the enemy. And they have 3 different types of aircraft here. The Su-25K, they're still posing a good breakthrough threat here. They've also got MiG-20, I think that's MiG-29s here, and also the MiG-29 and the Su-27 or 7B. Sorry, and I'm not even that worried about that one. That's just rockets. But we've been abused around Seoul, and we've deflected the enemy so far away from it. So let's get some reinforcements here from our naval allies. Let's go ahead and see what we can get from the British. Whatever we call over to this side, we can also use on this side as well. So it looks like we don't have much to deal with over here with the Chinese, aside from a 55th Infantry Regiment. So it might be good to have some sort of bomber. Looks like this is a fighter. This actually has a 500 kilogram times 4 bombs, so that's useful. But the anti-radar missile probably might be the most sufficient thing that we have. Meanwhile, the French only have they don't have as good of fighters as the MiGs. That's going to be a real threat for us. The Americans do have Harriers that they can call in, though. Those have cluster bombs. The Prowler, of course, is also a actually that's a very affordable price. Anti-radar missiles too. And we could call that in. I think that can help that sector from here. The tram intruders for anti-aircraft. The Hornet, though, that might be what we want to see, though. I'd hate to lose a 160-point aircraft to a MiG. I'd hate to see that happen. But it would be perfect for some of these tanks. We're only seeing, T-47. Oh, my God. All right, that's a lot. That's a lot of problems. Let's see if we can call those out. You don't have enough political points. Oh, they're 40 for that. No wonder. Let's see what else we can make do with. These are 30 points here. The Prowlers for 15 might be useful. But for the same price, we can get some sort of a fighter from the British. And also, actually, both of them have... Oh, those are very, very expensive. Both planes, very expensive. Well, it's a risk we're going to have to take. Let's go ahead and launch into the next battle. Alright, air support arriving for Daejeon now. I don't see any other helicopter groups we can send over to lend a hand, so let the battle begin. This is probably where we're going to struggle the most. They have more aircraft than us, more tanks than us, air superiority, and after this, though, it should be a GG in terms of eliminating the rest of their forces in South Korea. Well, let's get to it then. Yet another battle here, and it's a proud day to have the help of the Brits, who are going to bomb them back into the Stone Age or before, especially with all their aircraft. Unfortunately, we have a very low point amount, so if we do have to fall back... I do have a plan. We might lose... actually, we probably shouldn't lose any of our planes, or at least none of them that were valuable. These are pretty much obsolete at this point. We need to get... Well, actually, they're very good in terms of cost-effectiveness, but we need to get some seed aircraft up right away. All right, let's take a look at what we got for anti-aircraft. We do have some anti-aircraft guns that we can lure the enemy into hitting. And what do we have for tanks? Obsolete garbage. And we're very low on what we do have remaining. If we're going to stop the enemy, it's probably going to be around Bravo, and they're probably going to try to get to Seoul, as they've been trying time and time again. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll call out a unit here at Bravo to stay put. We're going to call out a helicopter so it can get out as soon as the enemy gets a little close to taking us. Looks like that's our chopper there. And then we'll put an infantry squad over here at... we'll put a tank over here at Seoul and see if we can fight off any threats that might come our way. We do need to defend this with tanks. We do need to call out some aircraft right away, especially some seed aircraft. The enemies do have a lot of fighters, though. What I'd like to do is try to lure them in. This actually has excellent... it's ready for electronic... I forget exactly what the term is, but it has a very good ability to elude enemy radar, whether it be from missiles or in terms of detection. So that's good. If we lead that over our weapon systems here, we're going to have ourselves a great time. Helicopters worthless. Let's see. Could use some of the bombers there. We need more ground forces, though, to stop them. Unfortunately, that's all we've got for major defense. We keep pumping in those South Korean Marines, man. God bless them, because they've just been plugging all the holes, and we've got plenty. We're basically out there. I'm trying to conserve our forces as much as possible for future battles. I'd hate to lose everything all at once, but it's going to be an inevitability at some point. Alright, well, we can spend the rest on our aircraft. We also need some recon out. All we have... Oh, perfect. If we call out a recon helicopter, the North Koreans usually try to attack those. I'm trying to whittle them down with the Air Force rather than anything else. You know, actually, I'm going to try to take Echo and hold there for as long as possible just to get us some extra points. Alright, let the battle begin. Alright. So if we call out this aircraft, they might scramble their fighters. Not seeing anything yet from the North Koreans. Well, they still have an incredible amount of morale. Alright, let's take our chopper off. We're going to move our capture site. Let's move in a little closer with our fighter. Just looking for... Oh, there we go, MiG-29. He was too smart. And an Instack one and done, too, on that that fighter. Wow, sometimes the enemy is completely dumb and they don't call out anything, like when we flanked them before and had them their entire Air Force cut off, and then other times it's just immediate. I was mostly looking for any sort of free points we could get with anti-aircraft kills. Anti-aircraft gun kills on the ground. But the bigger battle awaits us. I didn't really think that would work. I wasn't like putting all my beans in one basket on that one. I didn't think it would work. And also, I'm glad we didn't call out the American aircraft either. That would have been downed in a second. We need some ASFs though. We need air superiority fighters. We do have anti-aircraft, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. What if we try to... I really am trying to lead the enemy over some sort of a net. I have a dream that they're just going to fly over the top and just lose their aircraft one after the other. But they're just... It's just not happening. Jinshan and Wonju are theirs, which means they've got about 7,000 points a second income. So you're about to see every tank the Soviet Union ever made parade across that bridge in about a blink of an eye. That's what we've been seeing from the North Koreans so far. It's just the crazy ability to just push, 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 push. Well, here comes our anti-aircraft. I'm going to bring out the rest of our infantry by our command. I think it's going to come down to this. We're just going to have to hold to the wall. I may sound a little overconfident, I think, with my ability to fight here, but I think because the North Koreans, even if they have high morale, they've lost... In the previous battle, they lost everything they had. If they continue to just keep taking this incredible amount of loss... they're just basically self-destructing on the field as soon as they see our units. And that's a good feeling. Right, let's get these units out of here. Well, we're just going to sit back and wait for the North Koreans then. I'd hate to put some of these anti-air... Oh, here we go. Alright, the column has arrived. Oh boy, that is... There it is. Well, I picked the wrong bridge, but I did call the right thing. Well, I guess it's North Korean tanks that were made. Plywood and primer. Oh, those are actually very expensive. Those are the 90-point tanks we've been killing before. Okay, here comes Su-25Ks. Are they... Seriously? I think they were going to try to attack our OH-6 with basic... Oh, God. T-90s. Alright, there's a little bit of a cooldown on those now. On those jets they just called out. Oh, damn, Spags are out. I think those Spags might have self-propelled anti-aircraft guns. I think they might actually have the ability to detect... they might have a radar. Oh, here we go. Speaking of radar. Here comes the enemy now. So much for that earlier, like, oh yeah, this one can avoid miss. I'm dead. Perfect. Well, we lured one into that. So they're literally trying to use Su-25s to kill recon helicopters. They do not want us to have line of sight, and they succeeded, but what a horrible cost to these guys for that. Oh, crap, I didn't... Well, alright, that's alright. I didn't want to call in a seed, but actually I do want to... Now that there's this massive tank force out, I want to see if we can get some kills.
The sky is ours.
4 500-kilogram bombs are going out. Oh, instacking on that chopper. Damn it, I forgot to call that back, too. Well, it's all going to come down to Seoul now. They got 15 minutes to attack. And that was our chopper, too. We could have kept flying around. Damn, damn, damn. Alright, well, they're basically just going to take a right and come right for us. Shocking. Because they know that's where our command is. Yeah, we really have nothing to stop them. Man, too bad about that helicopter, huh? But we've closed the door on them. There's not too many battles that remain. At least we shot down one enemy fighter. There's nothing we can do against these tanks. Even if we had all those K1 A1s, or just the K1s, even if we had like 40 of them, wouldn't be enough points in the world for us to call out to deal with all that. North Korean should be right on top of us about now.
Someone need a guardian angel?
Oh, T-90S conveniently driving over to the anti-aircraft. Failure to drop bombs is a typical thing in the Air Force. God, do I hate that.
Someone need a guardian angel?
I'm not convinced that they didn't have any AA with them, so I'm going to try to... they're going to cut out our anti-aircraft wing, too. That's going to help them in future battles. I'm going to stand my ground for now, though. Alright, self-propelled anti-aircraft gun. Those don't have radar on them, so they're able to just fire by line of sight. We're getting out of here with our tank. I'm going to lead the North Koreans on a run that they always do with us, which is basically when they flee around with their command. It is amazing to see how the computer plays. They're such cheaters, man. Alright, let's put this into very fast. There's really not much we can do. Aside from cling on to Dear Hope, we don't have tanks or any sort of aircraft to deal with this. But rest assured, we'll get them. We'll go over here to Gwangju. And it looks like the North Koreans sending us some supplies. Whoa, whoa, buddy, whoa, whoa, whoa. I tried to have him move fast down here. I don't know what he was thinking. Oh, they're going to have to go through the Marines. Yeah, the enemy's ability to find things unopposed is incredible. I'll go by to that Marine squad. Wow. Infantry 1 against tanks in the woods? That is totally not... There we go, that's what I thought. I was going to say, that's totally not Wargame. What, a tank with its inability to see at a short range? Ooh, luckily we have plenty of supply vehicles that we've captured. Now, as I mentioned, if we lose here, we go back up to Seoul, and we lose like one squad of aircraft. But the good thing is the North Koreans we'll start using this as their airfield, and when we counterattack it and destroy it, that's when we get all the aircraft back. We get all theirs destroyed. Yeah, this part has been completely devastated. We've been putting our forces elsewhere. I don't know why this tank just didn't go down here when I told it at the start. Strange. Alright, so we're going to play Operation Conveniently Find My CV. So we're going to try to drive over there, where I bet the North Koreans are going to find it anyway. Let's try to get these ZIL cargo trucks. I'm going to try to get one to come down here. Pongay 2, there's the anti-aircraft I was looking for the whole time. Conveniently just driving in like... Oh, God! Alright, perfect. And here comes the wave of death. Wow, several of them. Well, they're getting more points by destroying those on our behalf. Luckily, a supply truck can drive forever without any supply. They kind of seem to have given up finding us. Well, I'm kind of basically taking the baby way out, but I'm not going down with the enemy's ability to call in like 10,000 tanks. Their ability to overpower us is exactly why they attacked in the first place in the initial stages of the war. But yeah, I think the worst losses we took here today is going to just basically be that anti-aircraft wing that unfortunately, well, actually, did a good job in taking down an Su-27, or 25. That's good news. And we'll capture more enemy supply vehicles. Fantastic. Not a complete loss. They just drive around with supply like, what the hell? I think it's supposed to simulate that they are actually truly like supplying their troops, but you know, it's a joke. Let's get this thing to safety before we get found. They're also like scouts for the enemy. There we go. Alright, well, what, major defeat for... Oh, a draw. Interesting. And we destroyed 101st Tank Regiment? That's totally not fair. We just destroyed like a Shilka, and that's it. They lost the whole thing. Are you kidding me? Even destroyed a unit there. Wow, this is an interesting campaign for sure. Alright, everyone, we're going to go on to our next turn here and see what we can do in the next battle. So let's hit that button and see what we can do. Enemy forces are retreating. We're actually holding on for dear life. We can get reinforcements now from up here and bring them in. Looks like the enemy's moved down into Uasu, but what we can do is push up to Wonju. Looks like the enemy's fighting us again, so we're going to push up to Wonju. I think we can bring some of our reinforcements, and no, we can't. We have to fight them one more time at Yeongdeok, which is, oh, that's going to be, right, not Yeongdeok, but Daejeon. That's great. That's going to be awesome. Actually, we do have Tomcats here that we can call up that I didn't think to call in before, but also we weren't going to have the point. No, we weren't going to have the points for that. No way. Alright, everyone, I'll see you for yet another battle in our lovely place at Daejeon. Once we win there, we should be able to just completely cut the enemy off. We'll circle around them and finish off that. That should be good. So, just a few more tough battles ahead, and after that, that's it. It's going to be a victory all the way to the north. Alright, see you next time. Goodbye.